Hey, how's it going? You're listening to the Callista podcast. I'm Dave.
I'm Scott.
And in today's podcast, we're going to be talking about our EP, Weight of the World. And we're going to be doing kind of like a track-by-track breakdown.
Yeah, which I think will be pretty interesting. Could be quite funny at points as well.
Yeah.
'Cause we were pretty young when we were working on it.
We were young. We were in our teenage years.
We've not done an EP since.
No, we've not. It's been 6 years.
Ago.
But we've written a lot of music.
We've released a lot of singles. I think singles is the way to go, personally.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
You all have short attention spans.
Exactly. So, we wrote this album. I was 19 when it came out. You were 18.
18, yeah.
I think I wrote Hindsight when I was like 16.
It must have been, because we spoke before how that was the first song we ever wrote, and it was on the first EP that never happened.
That never happened, yeah.
Never ever happened.
Cool. So, should we go through it track by track then? Okay, so the first track is I'll Always Have My Doubts.
Long title. Long title, which we just refer to as Doubts. I don't think we give any of these songs really their full names.
No, I think even live you've said it's called Doubts a few times.
Yeah, and I guess people like, what?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was one of his songs. It's just a long title. I don't know what I think at the time I was really into that whole, I was just getting into like the whole post-rocky kind of vibe and listening to a lot of Envy where all of their song titles are just ridiculously long. Yeah. I thought it would be really cool to name it that, but I actually really like this song. It's one we play, probably not when we go back to playing shows. I don't think we will, but it's one that's stayed it's been a mainstay in our set.
It has been. I think it's my favourite of the whole EP, to be honest. Apart from one other, maybe, which
I
could
would
be
say
joint
there
first.
is actually probably three that I really love.
Okay.
This being one of them. But I love the big ending on this one as well.
The big ending.
Wrestling jokes again. No one. I feel bad. Like anyone who doesn't watch wrestling listening to this do not get why we just crack up at things sometimes.
No one's gonna get that unless they watch wrestling.
But this is actually my first time attempting to write relatively positive lyrics, which I was actually pretty happy with how they turned out because they're relatively positive. Not completely. They're not like, yes, I'm ecstatic about everything, but they're a lot more positive than some of the other lyrics on this EP. Yeah,
and I remember when I wrote this song, because I write the music, Scott writes the lyrics, basically. That's how Callista works. And the first 10 seconds of the song, I don't know if I mentioned it in a previous podcast episode, but I didn't actually write it. So I was...
I don't think we mentioned this.
Yeah, I was doing a side project with a friend, and we were going for the same kind of sound, and he wrote the first 10 seconds, and I just took it and used it for Callista.
Did you ask him?
I think I asked permission, and I think he gave me his permission. So, yeah.
Well, he's got a stake in those massive royalties we get from it.
He didn't sign anything, so
fair, true.
It's still on my computer. The Tux guitar file is still on my computer as Luke Composition 1. So
Luke,
his name's Luke. Thanks, Luke.
You created the first notes of that EP.
Yeah, well done, mate. We're such frauds.
Well, not me.
I am. Yeah. But yeah, apart from that, I wrote everything else. So I'm quite happy with that song. There's a riffy bit at the end. I tend to avoid doing riffy things with Callista. But I like that.
Rare for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which I think was pretty cool because anyone who'd known us up until that point and known the first EP that didn't exist and doesn't exist, never happened. If they'd heard that and then the first thing that they came into listening on the newer EP was that, they would have been probably quite surprised. I'd say, because it was a bit different for us at that point. That's when we went from ripping off a band to actually okay, this is what we sound like now. This is our own sound. That's why I do still have quite a fondness for this EP.
Oh yeah, I'm really proud of this EP. Yeah.
Me too, for sure. I actually, if it wasn't such a backward step to do something like this, I would actually love to properly and really well record and produce these songs again. But again, it's just such a backward step, wasting time.
There's no point really. But because we did self-produce it, and you can probably hear it.
We were all at college, we had no idea really what we were doing at that point.
Yeah. I think I just started my wait, hold on. I would have been 18 No, 19. So I would have been in uni
Yeah.
doing music production, but like in the beginning stages. I
Yeah,
think. So
early stages, and I
Yeah.
was a year behind you with that as well.
yeah,
So I think, I don't know actually, was I even attending college at that point? I must have been if I was 18.
who knows?
Who knows? But we were
Yeah.
studying production but hadn't learnt enough yet, clearly.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I think we got the sound we wanted out, but
It holds up, yeah.
yeah.
And it's worth noting James sings on this one.
Oh, yeah.
He sings on this and another one of the tracks. Another two of the tracks, actually. And I think he actually smashed it on this one.
He came up with some really awesome, magical sounding melodies, especially in this song.
Yeah, for sure, because I just gave him the lyrics and was like, this is where I want it to be. I have no idea about writing like a proper singy vocal melody because I just don't do that really.
Yeah.
So he was kind of just left to his own devices with that, and I mean, fair play, he did smash that out of the park.
Absolutely. What would you say were the influences for that track? I'm trying to think, and I think I literally just kind of wrote something without even listening to anything as inspiration.
Yeah, I tried to do that. That's something I really focused on with lyrics for that, and I still do now. I try to not listen to anything, like any actual music with lyrics. So I'll listen, like before I'm gearing up to write some lyrics for like a release, maybe, or when we're releasing music. I try and just listen to instrumental music because I don't want to, even if it's subconsciously, be like influenced by anything else.
Sure.
So that's why I'm pretty proud of with this EP as well. I don't think any of the lyrics were really influenced or lifted from anywhere else. I was just like, let's actually just write about what I want to write about and not take it from anything else. So yeah.
Sweet. Awesome. Cool. So I think we can move on to track number
Sure,
2.
yeah.
Hindsight.
Was that to number 2?
Hindsight is
I
number
think
2.
it is.
Yeah.
It is
it's
indeed.
number 2. So Hindsight is the first song we ever wrote as a band. It's gone through many different revisions, and
we've spoke about this track.
I think so. Yeah, like it originally was 9 minutes. Now on the EP it is 4 minutes 57. I thought it was
Actually,
even shorter than that, but
one of our shorter ones, really.
Yeah,
Now.
yeah.
We've got a lot longer songs now, but the longer versions was just what we had there
yeah,
repeated.
basically, yeah. So you literally are not missing anything from having a shorter version.
Yeah.
In fact, it's probably a lot better because
Leaves you wanting more.
yeah, there you go. Yeah. So
So-
Hindsight, seeing as it's the first song we ever wrote, I'm just trying to think who I was trying to rip off.
Probably the Elijah.
Probably like the Elijah Devil Sold Us. I think we were going for more of a Devil Sold Us Soul kind of thing with that one. But yeah,
I still think this one holds up, and I think there's a reason that it's remained one of our most popular ones.
it's because it's catchy.
It's
think.
super catchy.
The piano melody.
Yeah.
Do.
Yeah, like,
So catchy.
It'll get straight in your head. But I think also this EP is obviously the best version we did of it. Again, with James singing on it, he really did a good job with that one as well. And the interesting thing with that is I didn't even write half the lyrics for this because I was, at that point, I think I was meant to be playing bass in Callista maybe at that point.
Oh really?
Yeah. I was going to be playing bass.
Who was going to do
first.
vocals?
I don't think we had anyone, so it was just like, let's just write lyrics.
Okay.
And you did them, half of them.
Oh,
and then
of
I
course.
finished them.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
I think this was my first experience of writing lyrics as well, so they're literally not really about anything in particular. I just thought, here's some words that sound cool.
It's a System of a Down chop suey deal where it sounds like it means something deep, but it's just nothing.
It sounds really introspective and profound, but realistically, it's just some words.
Yeah.
Some words, which sucks because, again, it's one of our more popular ones that I hate.
Maybe that's the way forward.
Yeah.
Chop suey, legendary song, means nothing.
Legendary. That song literally doesn't mean anything, does it?
No. Literally, I think there was an interview somewhere where they said it literally it's just meant to sound like it's
just what, literally that is more so than this, just a bunch of words put together.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about System of a Down.
Yeah. Okay, so
we've eliminated this from set lists as well, haven't we? Despite people's displeasure with that.
Yeah.
I'm just over it.
I mean, yeah.
Callista started 8 years ago, bear this in mind, everyone. And we've played that song pretty much non-stop at every show since that period of time. We even took it out for a little while and people were genuinely like, you should put that song back in, so we did. But now I don't actually care if people want us to play it because I'm just so bored.
It is the most boring song to play live as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, as good of a song as it is, like, it's just slow and like there's not much to do on the guitar. It's kind of hard to move to. So yeah.
I mean, going forward, I don't know that we'll be playing any of these songs live anymore. But you know, this is a good way to put this EP to rest. Maybe.
Yeah.
Rip.
Oh
god, not that song. Let's never talk about that song.
Yeah. Okay, so track number 3, with probably the brightest and chirpiest name of them all, The Burden of Existence.
Yeah.
So, Scott, do you want to talk about this at all?
Yeah. This one is just, as you do when you're that age, and you think everything that's happening to you is just the fucking end of the world.
Oh yeah.
The worst thing that could possibly happen to anyone, and you're like, oh, I didn't ask to be born. That kind of thing, which, fair enough, I thought it was valid at that point in time, but that's the one that I hated playing live as well, because I was like, again, another one people quite liked. It got picked up by Faith, Love, Hope. They changed the name to Dreambound. They put it up there. So from that, it got quite a lot of traction online, and I guess people, their attention was drawn to that one.
Yeah.
It is a good song, but I just wrote way too many lyrics to go at the end of it. And I would be so out of breath, like, every time. But yeah, it's definitely one of the more depressing songs lyrically that I have ever written. But yeah, I'm okay now. Like, I'm fine. I was fine then, but I just thought I wasn't. I thought it was the end of the world.
Yeah.
Whatever was going on. But
I think that was all of us when we were like 15 to like 19.
Yeah.
It's just like
It's that. I think it's that age. You just like, you think everything's so important, and this is all like, this determines the rest of your life. What's going on now? But you're like, actually, in a few years, you will barely even remember any of this shit. Like, I can't even remember why I thought I was that miserable.
Honestly, I was like, I used to think the world, like, everything negative that happened with me, like, it was just like a conspiracy. All my friends actually hated me, but
literally that. Wow.
But they were just being around me because they felt sorry for me or some like, just
yeah,
shit
I know.
like
And
that.
how ridiculous is that? Like, would you ever do that to anyone else? Would you ever be like, oh, I fucking hate this guy, but God, I feel sorry for him, so I'll just hang out with him.
Yeah. God, like, it's crazy though, like, the rationalizations you make about, like...
Yeah, like, in your head, you the mental gymnastics that you do to be like, no, they do all hate me, and this is why, and they're not wrong to feel like this either, and you're feeling like, this will never change, but obviously it does.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's turned into quite a... positive, well...
Generally putting a positive spin on what is probably one of the most depressing things I've ever written, and I do somewhat wish I didn't write something that depressing, because I don't necessarily... Obviously, people aren't listening to Callista's music to be like, I'm going to be... This will cheer me up. Like, this will make me real happy. But by the same token, I don't want to, like, bum people out. I don't want people to listen to us and be like, oh, I feel sadder now for listening to this. So, that's the only thing I would probably change about this EP, is maybe not write something so dark.
Sure. Yeah. Speaking of dark, the next song's In My Blood. That's some dark lyrics as well, doesn't it? So this was written about the same time as Hindsight, just afterwards.
Yeah.
I think this was like the second full song we had down as a band.
Yeah, I really do love it as well. It's just so simple, but like sometimes that's all you need. I think you don't need... Sometimes you can try and make things more intricate, but the actual kind of feeling behind it or the meaning behind it can get really lost if you try too hard to just make it, like, I don't know, too much more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah. And it's the same with the music. Like, it's like the same chord progression, same rhythm, all the way through the entire song. The only thing that changes is like the cymbal that the drummer uses and us going to distortion.
And then at the end there's a little double kick.
And there's some double kick at the end. Like, that's like the only variation in the song, and it works pretty well. It's like a 5-minute song. Again,
that's another one that I think holds up, because we've played that one. We've played most of these songs really quite consistently, looking at it now.
Yeah.
Like, In My Blood, we still played that. We played that at our last show we played in September. And I still really enjoy playing that one live, because it's a bit... People know the end of it.
Yeah.
People take the microphone for that bit. I remember the last show, Kieran and Phil both took the microphone for it, and I was just like, well, I guess I'm not doing anything for this.
I'm not needed here.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of writing it guitar-wise, what was kind of your process with that, or thought
I
process with it?
I started with the piano, and I just wanted to write a really dark piano kind of chord progression, and as I still do, I just put some tremolo picking over the top, just some simple notes with some reverb, and just kind of followed the pianos with the piano chord progression with the guitars. It was just like a really simple song to write. There's nothing really kind of interesting about how I wrote it. I just came up with a good idea on the piano and then just stuck with it.
That's what I hate, when people will try and like force like some like, I don't know, contrived kind of bullshit really about how deep something is. Like, do you remember we got those interviews and someone asked me like, do you remember where you were or how you were feeling when you wrote this particular song? I was like, I don't know, we're probably in my room like just typing it up on my phone, because it's not that. I think they're looking for something for me to be like, I took a long walk in a graveyard when it was raining, and it just suddenly came to me and I wrote it on a piece of scrap paper that I found with my own blood.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
But like, no, it wasn't that much behind it. I think that the lyrics were pretty serious. Again, at the time, another thing that you think's the end of the world at that point in time, but it's actually not.
No. Yeah.
But there was nothing like hugely profound behind that one either, really.
Sure.
I'm not coming across like that good here, but whatever.
No,
it would be better. I couldn't just come here and be like, yes, this all means a great deal to me.
Sure. But the best thing about this, if you have kind of vague kind of lyrics, then people can attach their own meanings to the lyrics.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Definitely.
like, what's that thing like that Dave Grohl said, like, there's 100,000 people in an arena, and you're playing one song, but it means 100,000 different things to all these different people. So
that's like what. And this is completely different, really. Now I'm about to say it out loud, but you know how like the Beatles, everyone would be like, like young girls would like really swoon over them, but that's because they just had that technique down where they're just like, let's write some vague song about loving someone, don't put any details about that particular person, and that's because all the like girls at home listening to the Beatles could be like, oh, they're singing to me. But it works.
The 1975.
And One Direction for a while. Young girls went crazy for them, and that's because it's the same thing. Like, try and find in any One Direction love song any actual description of what this particular female looks like or is like at all. There won't be any, because they won't.
We've just discovered the formula.
Yeah, I know. Well, this is what our next release is going to be.
It's just going to be
just
vague love songs.
Vague love songs with no description of the female. Or male.
We don't discriminate here.
No. Love is love. Genuinely.
Is love. Yeah. So, last song in the EP, Comfort in Sorrow. This is my other favourite. So the first song and the last song are my two favourites on this EP.
Yeah, I do love this one, actually.
This one was inspired by an Envy song. So give me a second.
I love it.
The song's called Worn Heels and the Hands We Hold. And when
when I said earlier about how Envy have long song names, and that's what I think we were all into Envy. Well, me and you at least were into Envy a lot at that point in time.
So when the song fully kicks in, there's like just this big wall of noise with like loads of like snare rolls, like, and it's just like really noisy, and I kind of wanted to kind of replicate that kind of vibe with the beginning of this song. Then the ending of the song, all you have to do to hear where I got that from.
We're going to expose ourselves like this.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, well, it's not plagiarism, because it's a different chord progression.
Yeah.
For the second half.
It's different speed too.
It's a different tempo. It's a different time signature. The lyrics are different.
So realistically, totally different.
It's
I
clear.
don't know what anyone's trying to say.
Yeah. So it's clearly inspired by the ending of the Elijah's album. I loved, I hated, I destroyed, I created. If you listen to the song I created, then
the idea is similar, but it's completely different. Completely different.
Completely different. So, but yeah, I think we changed it enough. Like,
yeah, and it's a good way to end a set as well. That one I really like.
Yeah, it's a really emotional,
big
ender.
emotional ending. Yeah, which I really loved. Have loved ending our set with that.
Whenever you see people's faces after we play that, like they're just like
fucking crying.
Yeah, mate. Like
no,
it's just
I'm joking there, obviously, but I know what you mean. Like genuinely, people do.
People kind of just like they're just standing there, just don't know what to do with themselves after hearing that. So.
We sound like we're sucking ourselves off hard here, but listen to the end of it, and you will get what we're going on about. Like, it is emotional. The end of that one. Yeah, that one was written, about a girl, as you do when you're that age. But again, doesn't matter really now.
No.
Something that at that point in time I was like, this is the end of the fucking world. But now, like, actually that person I'm cool with, we've spoken not even that long ago, and we've like patched things over. It's all fine.
That's good. Which
is a lovely way to move on from playing that song live as well, which I think we might be cutting out as well.
Yeah, unfortunately.
This is the thing, actually, that, and I know probably people find it weird that I do this, because I'm not that serious when we play live, and this is something I think is quite probably maybe people might be quite surprised about when playing these songs. I don't actually get all that emotional when we play live, even on the songs that are pretty personal. I'll be like cracking jokes between songs and like just trying to make people laugh, because to me, like, the emotional part of it is actually writing these lyrics. Like, that's the bit that I'm like, fuck, this is a lot. But then when I'm playing live, like, I'm just having fun when I'm doing that. Like, I'm having so much fun when we play live. I'm not going to be like, this next song's fucking sad, so I hope you're all fucking sad like I am. Like, I'm not actually sad when we're playing
there's
shows.
some bands we've played with where they're trying to make everyone just have a bad day. Like,
I'm not there to ruin anyone's day. Like, I'll just have a laugh between songs, like and crack jokes. People I guess are probably taken aback because they're like, well, hang on, these songs are really like emotional and deep, and then he's fucking trying to make us all laugh afterwards. But I'm like, I'm just there having fun. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. I think we should let the music do the talking.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Cool. And I can't fake it either, can I?
No, yeah.
I can't just go up there and pretend like I'm not having a real good time, which I always am when we play shows. It's like my favourite thing about doing this.
That's it.
100%.
Yeah. So that is the EP.
Yeah.
Weight of the World. Are there any other things that we can talk about when it comes to this EP?
Yeah, I was going to suggest, like I said, we should, if you could tell yourself, the 18, 17 to 19-year-old you that was writing this, because obviously they span from that 2-year period from when we started. If you could tell yourself anything about how you'd written this or what to do differently now, what would you say to yourself, like to that young David?
I'd say, like, get an actual producer rather than thinking you can do it all yourself. Because whilst I did manage to mix the album in a way that got the point across and the kind of sound across that we wanted, like, I'm listening back and there's so many like rookie mistakes in there that like if we just had someone there to produce it for us, then.
But I also think I'm going to actually maybe disagree in that way with that, because I think it just captures that point in our lives a bit better as well. Because to us, we listen to that and we're like, cool, we were young and we didn't really know what we were doing, but fuck it, like, well, we thought we'd give it a go.
Yeah.
And we did, and it turned out pretty okay.
No, I do see what you're saying there. Yeah. No, that is one of the reasons why I do love the album, but from like this standpoint of like
professional standpoint, you want people to listen to your music. You don't want them thinking, "Hang on, this sounds like it's produced by a bunch of kids."
Yeah, exactly.
Which it was, but you don't want that to come across. Yeah, I get that.
But I think like I've always been like really like kind of like protective over like who mixes and produces, because like we have a really kind of specific thing we're going for. And I feel like only like not many people are going to understand what we're trying to do.
For sure.
So,
which we've been really lucky with Russ.
Yeah.
Who's produced probably... After this, we've done...
He did Hemingway,
Dear You, and Drowning You.
Yeah.
Well, but he at least recorded...
He recorded the drums and the vocals, but like I still produced Drowning You and Dear You. But I think from now on, we might go somewhere else.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We've got ideas.
Like, we're going to keep a lot of it DIY. Like, I want to keep as much of the band DIY
This
as
is the
possible.
thing, we're such control freaks that we even did the artwork for that ourselves as well, the album artwork. And when Phil and with Infectious Sounds printed the CDs and put them out, even the photos on the inside, everything, that was just all photos we chose. Like, well, Jacob had taken.
Jacob, yeah. So
perhaps he'd wished to have chosen a different photo for the EP artwork. I'm not going to say more on that, but I'm thinking he probably wishes he chose a different photo for that.
Yeah.
But
I think Jacob did both photos for the first time we released it, and then the physical release.
Yeah, because we did that. That was a thing too.
Yeah.
We did. It was originally just like a tree on the corner of a street.
Yeah.
The original cover for it. But we re-released it through Infectious Sounds, which we probably could have then taken the chance to remaster it.
Give me 1 second, I'm just searching something on Google. Look at the artwork for this
Sorry
Plague
is it
song.
the same street?
It's the same street. I think like Jacob took it like on the same night.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So if you check out the song Aspirations by Sora Plagues, which is me, then the photo is like very, very similar to the artwork of Weight of the World as well.
Yeah. And the title Weight of the World, by the way, was not taken from Misery Signals.
I've never actually like
made the connection. I didn't either.
Yeah.
And I love Misery Signals. They were actually, we're going to do three favourites. They were ones that was one that I was considering too.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't, like, I didn't realise, I didn't put two and two together. I just thought it fit with what the lyrical themes were. Because, like I said, you think everything's the end of the world at that point. So that's what I named it, Weight of the World. And then later on, after we released it, I was listening to Misery Signals. I was like, fuck's sake, they've got a song called Weight of the World. Everyone's going to think I copied Misery Signals. I didn't.
No, I don't think anyone's mentioned that at all. So,
no one.
Cool. So that's Weight of the World. We're going to do a cool little thing now where we are just going to talk about our 3 favourite bands.
Yeah, which we've asked Jacob and James, who've done our last 2 podcasts. And we don't have guests this time, so we'll do it ourselves.
Yeah. So let me just say first, the top 2 bands I could do, but the third band, I chose someone, but like it's interchangeable with like a ton of other bands. Like, it was really difficult to choose a third one. So I had to choose 3 for this. So I'm going to give you 3.
Can I just show you my long list of other people I considered for a third?
Oh wow, there's a lot. Yeah.
Look at that one.
Yeah.
I'll let you go first, actually.
Okay, all right. So number 1, I can't even decide which one's number 1 and number 2. Okay,
I can't say. I'm not doing mine in order.
In no particular order. The Elijah, Vildiata, and Architects. So let's start with Vildiata because
talk a little bit about them.
I just love this band so much.
The Elijah because spoiler, they're one of mine. So
okay,
we can chat about them together and it will link over.
Sure. So Vildiata, right? They're everything I love about music, basically. Right? They're like they make really like sad, atmospheric atmospheres. They're sad, atmospheric music.
They make sad, atmospheric atmospheres.
But they mix it with like technical heavy riffs. So like you're like all sad, and then suddenly it's like
like crushing riffs.
Yeah. And it's just. What else do I have to say about them?
Do you know what I like about them? I don't know much about them,
but
they seem to really just not take themselves too seriously. And from what you've shown me, like some little clips, like they'll just randomly release a clip from a new song.
Yeah.
Because they're clearly just like excited to show people that.
That's it.
And they started the whole Thal thing, which
obviously the Thal thing is just mental. Yeah.
Which you can't really explain.
I can't explain
how.
Thal is Thal. Yeah.
It just is what it is.
Anyone who doesn't know, just type THALL into Google.
Yeah.
And you still won't understand what it means.
No, I don't even know to this day, and this has been years that this has been an ongoing joke.
Yeah. Do you know how it started?
How?
They were playing World of Warcraft, one of them. And
standard.
And there were thralls, like THRALL. And somehow that made one of them just say Thal, and it became a thing.
Wow. That's one of our inside jokes.
Yeah.
Just going famous, like getting ridiculous amount of, I don't know, public knowledge. I don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, just a stupid inside joke between them that just became a huge joke.
Yeah. So
I remember going to Camden Underworld and just seeing a sticker that said Thal on the
yeah,
walls.
yeah. And now it's kind of used to describe any kind of sound that sounds like Vildiata,
Yeah.
which is it's become like a genre in itself.
Which is real cool.
It is cool.
Genre.
Yeah, but like I mean, they are just like just listen to them, man. Like they're like so unique. You hear them and like they're unmistakably like any song you hear that's them. Like you'll be able to tell it's them instantly.
That's what you want, I think, as a band as well.
They really created their own unique kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they're the kind of band that get people who imitate them, and they're not imitating anyone else, which is pretty cool.
Like Meshuggah.
Like Meshuggah, yeah.
They pretty much invented a genre with themselves.
That's
Meshuggah.
it, exactly.
And anyone else who's done that sort of thing since, they're lying if they haven't said Meshuggah's had some kind of influence.
Exactly. I mean, like Meshuggah are a clear influence for Vildiata,
yeah,
but
they've done their
they're
own
not
thing
trying to sound like Meshuggah in any kind of way.
Yeah, sure.
There's one song you should check out. It's the like last half of Traces by Vildiata. If you listen like 2:55 onwards, it's just the best last 3 minutes of a song ever. Like I can't.
I'm gonna have to do that,
yeah,
because I really haven't listened to Vildiata.
Oh,
much.
dude, it's like it's heavy, it's technical, but it's like really feelsy at the same time. It's just like I get chills every time I listen to it. And their new song, Den Halig Anden. All their song names are in well, most of them are in Swedish.
Are they Swedish?
They're Swedish,
okay,
yeah.
Cool.
It starts off as a melodic hardcore song. It's like dun dun ga, dun, dun, and then suddenly it's like dun, 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 dun. So sick. I'm gonna stop talking about Vildiata. The other band is Architects, and Architects are just a band that have stuck with me from like childhood up to now.
Well,
like they've been going for 13 years, and I think I've been there for the most part, like at least 10 of them.
I think you got me into them, and I got really, really into them for a while as well. But this was just after they released Hollow Crown.
Yeah.
When you showed me them, and they released Hollow Crown in 2009,
sure.
And I think you saw them.
They headlined the first gig I ever saw.
Yeah.
I was 15, and this was the most insane lineup.
It's actually mental.
So Architects, main support was Despised Icon. Who else was playing?
Would have loved to. Yeah. I don't like deathcore really, but Despised Icon.
But this gig, mate. Yeah. So I can't remember in reverse order, but the first band was Oceano. No, the first band was The Ghost Inside, then Oceano.
The Ghost Inside opening.
Yeah. Then Oceano. I Wrestled a Bear Once. Horse the Band. As Blood Runs Black.
Yeah.
Despised Icon and Architects.
Side note, I've heard Horse the Band are getting back together.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
They were one of the coolest bands to mix like synths and metal.
It's kind of like synthy metal, mathcore kind of stuff. Yeah.
I would be excited to hear what they come up with.
But Architects, Architects.
Band.
Architects are they've just stuck with me for a while. Like Hollow Crown, still one of the best metal albums. I listened to it like a few months ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I'm surprised I'm not listening to this more frequently because it's really good. And they were only like 18, 19 at the time.
That bit in We're All Alone, that chorus.
Oh, what, at the end?
Bit, right at the end,
it's so good. Like they mixed, again, like when you mix feely stuff with technical stuff, it just,
yeah. It's match made in heaven.
Match made, I like it.
That's one of their songs.
I was about to say, but now, and you can hear they've just matured over time. And just got better and better. And I remember when Tom Searle died, you told me over a text message. I was in the middle of London Victoria Station. I just started crying. I had to sit down. It was like, it was the worst thing ever because he's like one of my biggest guitar influences. Like a lot of my style of playing has come from like
he's just
what
incredible.
He's done.
I think we were saying the other day as well, just him in general. When you see him in
just a great human being. Yeah.
Like he politically, socially, musically, he's just like spot on with all of it.
That's it. Yeah. Taken too soon, but like the stuff they've managed to write without him has been like on par with anything that he's written.
Completely, yeah.
So
I heard a lot of that was from ideas that he'd recorded, and
a lot of it was but they finished off a lot of it. Yeah.
Matey Boy,
Josh Middleton.
Matey, from
Matey Boy.
From Silosis, who is obviously incredible at guitar as well.
Yeah.
And also, I think with Architects, something that's the most inspiring about them is that they're from like here. They're from where we are.
Yeah.
Like I know, I guess a couple of them are from Brighton, but I think some of them are from like Worthing.
Yeah. I remember seeing Sam Carter
kind of way.
at Worthing train station. The gates were down, and I had my moment to talk to him, and I didn't because the gates were down, and I didn't want to be awkward and just have him trapped there. with a fan.
He had no escape.
So, yeah.
But yeah,
I just
like
kind
it's
of-
cool
yeah.
to see. They were headlined Wembley, right?
Yeah,
A
yeah,
band from around here headlining Wembley. That's just like
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
You know,
I've
it's not a big
yeah,
place that we're from. You know, Worthing is not a big place.
yeah,
But for a band like that to get that big and do that sort of thing is like wow.
inspiring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely. So yeah, second band Architects, and third band is the Elijah.
This is our crossover.
So this is the crossover. This is how we transition. So
Into me.
yeah, the Elijah, one of the most impactful bands ever for me.
Me too.
Yeah,
we
so-
wouldn't be doing this right now for sure without them.
No.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, me and Scott went to see them in 2012,
May have been
January 2012, I think.
at the
it was.
Hydrant.
At the Hydrant in Brighton, which is now Bleach.
It would have been much sooner than January 2012 because Hindsight original version was released in February of 2012.
I think we just got it done really quick.
Oh shit! We've never
Yeah.
done anything that quick since.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Although, I'm just trying to. No, I
we
think
may have seen them in 2011.
I remember it being like a January, but maybe. Okay, well, it doesn't matter.
Time's off, but we saw them.
But we saw them, and I remember like it was just the most like I can't do it justice how amazing it was.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it was just because like we liked them and
And
like
we were
we just
young.
wanted to. But no, like I don't remember a gig ever like hitting me that hard.
No, it
Ever.
definitely made a huge impact on me, and it moved me away from. I was just listening to at that point in time. Was just listening to like hardcore bands or just like hardcore or heavy like metal maybe. But that just kind of pushed me in a direction of like, no, let's listen to some more music with a bit more like feeling behind it, something more emotional. You know,
Yeah.
that really changed a lot for me.
Sure.
Like seeing that band.
Yeah, I think the reason I found out about them is because we went to go see Under Oath,
Right. Yeah.
like previously,
Mm.
but from that I discovered Devil Sold His Soul,
Yeah,
and then from
okay,
Devil Sold His Soul
yeah.
I was like, oh, what other bands sound
Right.
like these guys, and the Elijah,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, oh, the Elijah are playing at the Hydrant, oh, that might be good. And little did I know it was going to be like the thing that made us start Callista.
Yeah, I think that was the last show of it being the Hydrant as well.
Was it?
I think it was
Yeah.
the last show with it as the Hydrant,
Okay.
and then now it's Bleach. I think.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Cool venue though. I liked it there.
Yeah, it's nice. I remember us walking to the train station afterwards.
What? Is this a takeaway?
This is a takeaway. Second podcast in a row.
Yeah, two in a row with Dave grabbing
yeah.
a takeaway.
Give me a second, guys. You keep talking, Scott.
I don't know what happened when we were walking to the station.
We didn't say anything to each other.
That was so much like we're not saying anything to each other now because Dave's just got a takeaway. He's gone to collect it. We didn't say anything to each other. We were just blown away by this band. They are, as I said, just massively influential for us both. Got us into doing what we're doing now. I mean, we saw them, and on the train back, we were like, it was on the train back, wasn't it? We were just like, he's just arrived back, by the way. We were just on the train back, and we were saying like, let's start a band like that. That is 100% music that I want to make.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think.
And like you said, within a month, then we had a song out.
Yeah. If it was January 2012, which I think it was, Steve
Wow.
Pengelly will confirm that because he was there.
Oh wow!
I think it was before I knew him as well.
No, have I ever known him that long?
No.
I was going to say I don't think we spoke.
No,
or knew
I don't.
him
I
then.
don't think I knew him properly until like 2015, maybe 2016. The whole Mammoth Fest
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh okay.
So those are my three bands. That's obviously one of your bands.
Yeah.
The album, I loved, I hated, I destroyed, I created.
Absolute game changer.
All-time favourite album ever.
And I predicted it with them splitting up after that too. Do you remember I said to you, I was like, they cannot top that.
Yeah.
I think that's a serious thing with that band is that they reached a peak that they could not have followed up.
No,
They could not have done anything else. But it's good because they split up after they did 2 EPs. First one wasn't very good.
The first one is a situation with us where
it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
The second one is incredible.
Yeah.
And that's all that they had released when we saw them.
Yeah.
And then they dropped the full length. I loved, I hated, I destroyed, I created. And that was just an absolute game changer of an album, I think.
Yeah.
It was incredible. And yeah, they split up not too long after that. Maybe a year or two.
It was like
after,
a year because they did the show with the string quartet.
which was incredible.
Yeah.
As well.
And like you were like, you kept on saying, yeah, they're going to break up after this, and I didn't want it to be true.
Yeah.
I was like, no, they're not.
They did the show, and I was like, they can't do anything more.
Yeah.
They literally can't. It would be so hard for them to top it. But I'm glad they did that, because could you imagine now being like,
high.
Yeah, could you imagine now being like, that album was great, but then the couple after was shit, and then they split up. No one wants that.
No.
You know what I mean?
The sophomore slump, they call it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not much more you can say about them, except that one of them, the guy who does the singing...
Yes, Dan. Michael.
The actual
Michael
singing,
McGough, yeah.
He's done other music since.
He's in Being as an Ocean now.
And he has a solo thing called Heart of Gold.
Yes.
Which is incredible.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's really, really nice stuff. But yeah, we'll move on to mine then. One of my other two picks, you will just have no interest at all in.
I know.
And that would be Nirvana. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just not for you.
Not for me. Yeah. Smells Like Teen Spirit got me into playing guitar, so
it did for a lot of people.
Yeah.
What I really liked about them is, like we were saying earlier, I got into them at a young age when you're like, oh, I'm an angry, angsty teenager. That's just what they're all about. It's just a time and place where that was captured, angry kids, whatever. The less said about that, the better, really, because I don't feel we can have a discussion too much about Nirvana.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just another band that, for very different reasons, didn't release a ton of music.
Yeah.
But it left you wanting more, and it led on to the Foo Fighters. So
yeah.
That's a really great thing. I don't really like Foo Fighters, but
they're all right. They're really good at what they do.
They're amazing at what they do,
and some of their songs are bangers. You can't like.
Absolutely, Everlong is an absolute tune.
My Hero.
That's another tune.
Yeah.
You know what? They're actually sick.
They're actually really good. I don't think I've given them enough of a chance, to be honest. Yeah.
What was that one with Tenacious D in the video as well? Learn to Fly.
Oh yeah.
Another really good.
Yeah.
I think I've just discovered I really like Foo Fighters.
Same here.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, they have some bangers.
Yeah.
Fair play. Sorry, Dave Grohl. Not you, Dave. Dave Grohl.
Sorry. Yeah. Cool. So
and the last one being Death Heaven, which we did speak a bit about with Jacob, but
yeah,
they're just another band that, in the same way, I think they're another band that we're going to look at in a few years' time, the way we reflect back on the Elijah now as well, in terms of what it did for us as a band and musicians as well.
Absolutely.
Because for a while, the Elijah was the band that whenever anyone new joined, and there has been a lot of that happening, we've had a lot of members, the initiation was like, listen to the Elijah, get into the Elijah.
Yeah.
And most people did, but Death Heaven, I think, is going to be... That may be the new initiation for us, because...
The new stuff is very... It's inspired by them. I don't think we've gone as far to sound like them, but it's definitely inspired by them.
It doesn't sound like Death Heaven. No, you will listen to that and you'll be like, that's a Callista song.
Yeah.
But there's an obvious change.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much because I still want people to be really surprised by these new songs, but I think we are now 8 years in figuring out what our sound is.
I think, I mean, better late than never.
Late bloomers.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to Death Heaven. They've just, another one, I've said to you a lot when we've been chatting about picking our favourite bands, that just, they need to be bands that you just love every release they've done.
They've not done anything bad.
They've never done anything bad.
They've not done anything bad, yeah.
No. Like you said, Roads to Judah, absolutely incredible. That's what I showed you when I was like, listen to this, you'll love this band.
God, I fell down the black metal rabbit hole after that.
Yeah. What I love about them is that, they've got that strong black metal influence, but they've also got something there if you're into post-rock, and if you're into, I don't know, just more kind of the emotional side of things that we've spoken about a lot is what we're obviously quite heavily influenced by. And unlike a lot of other black metal bands, there's no worry that any of them have done anything questionable in the past.
Yeah.
That's scary, isn't it? When you get into a new black metal band, you're like,
please don't be racist.
Please don't be racist, Because a lot of them are, aren't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, again, we went over it a lot in the podcast with Jacob, and New Bermuda, Luna, that song on New Bermuda is without a shadow of a doubt my favourite song ever.
Luna is the second track, right? Or the third?
Yeah.
Second.
That's just, for me, that's got everything from them. Like, everything you could want from Death Heaven.
It starts with the riff down.
It's got a riff, it's got blast beats, it's got really, really good lyrics when you read those.
Yeah. Their lyrics are awesome.
They're incredible.
They're really
raw good. But then they've also got the big wall of noise post-rocky bit towards the end, which I love as well. That's just everything that I love in a song. Just like riffs, blast beats, emotional big post-rock endings.
Yeah,
it's literally everything you could want in a song.
Exactly.
For me anyway, that's everything I love about music.
Yeah,
in one song, especially the good lyrics too, because like I said, writing them myself, I can really appreciate, like, wow, that must have taken a lot of time and work to think of something.
Sure.
Or to, maybe it didn't, maybe he just naturally writes like that, but I
Maybe
like
he
to think
should-
he put a lot of time and
You,
thought into
I don't
it.
think you could write that and just churn it out.
It's not the kind of thing you just like, well, I'll just fuck around and write.
Yeah, there's a lot of like
song.
Intricate, like kind of like
For sure.
techniques and stuff used in there, but like yeah, it's really good. Cool.
Yeah, I think that pretty much
Nice one.
brings things to a nice close.
Yeah.
I wanted to close on the Def Evan one that we agreed on, rather than just me being like, yeah, Nirvana, who you don't really like.
Nirvana. Wow. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. So that was episode number 5.
Was it 5? Yeah.
Yeah. I think we need to get back on the Saturday schedule.
Yeah,
every week.
we have fallen off.
Yeah.
There was some difficulties, and then some technical difficulties, and then one thing fell. And it's not like we're short for time either.
No. Yeah. Exactly. So
yeah, we will try
this
and get
one
back on that.
will probably be out on a Saturday if you're listening to it.
Yeah. We actually still need to release the one before
there's,
this.
yeah,
as we sit here now.
This is recorded before number 4 has been even released. So yeah. Let's see when it happens. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's been the podcast, and we'll catch you in the next one. See you later.
Lovely.
Cool. Bye.
Bye.